Hey guys, Video James, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to use Drampa, which I haven't really seen around a lot. I don't think a lot of people have actually taken into consider how well Drampa can actually be used, because when you look at it from a competitive standpoint, it doesn't really have that much in terms of being a tanker or a sweeper. That it really only has one thing going for it, and that's the Berserker ability. But that's just at a glance, but when you look into it deeper, you realize that Drampa actually has a lot more potential than you would think. So, again, it's a normal dragon, or, not again, why did I say again? It's a normal dragon type, so we haven't really seen that before. I don't think there's ever been a normal dragon type before. So, we've got something new, we've got an extra weakness to fighting, as well as the weaknesses to ice, dragon, and fairy we already had. And then we've also got new resistances, that we've got another resistance to fire, more water resistance, electric, grass, and then we're just going to be damaged normally by everything else, and Ghost actually won't be able to hit us at all, because we're now a normal type. So, it's actually pretty unique, especially considering that Ghost types might be more common with Mimikyu coming out. And then, when we look at its move pool, we see it's got a lot of special stuff, and honestly, a lot of good special stuff too. Like, we've got Extra Sensory, we've got Dragon Pulse, we even got Hyper Voice, and now that we have the normal typing, we've even got the Stab from the Hyper Voice. So, that's good. And then we got Blizzard, we've got Ice Beam, we've got Sunny Day, which is actually pretty good, and then we've got Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, and he does have a few, go away, will ya? We've got a few physical moves on Drampa, but not really anything we can concern ourselves with. He does get Roost, though. Where is it? Oh, I thought I saw it somewhere. He does get Roost, though, so that's kind of odd. You wouldn't think a Drampa would get Roost, because it doesn't exactly look like something that has wings, does it? I mean, when you look at this, you don't exactly think wing. You kind of just think arms close to its chest. And then when we look at its stats, we can see they were kind of trying to go for a sweeper, but it's an extremely slow sweeper. That with the 36 speed, they were trying to play more on the Trick Room status. Now that more people are going to be using Trick Room because of all the speed reductions, that we're going to be seeing a lot more slow Pokemon being fast, and a lot more slow strategies actually coming into play. And then when we take a look at Showdown, we see that Drampa actually does have some good potential as a sweeper. That we've got plenty of special moves. That we've got Dragon Pulse, just basic stab, 80 damage move. We've got Hyper Voice, another basic 80, and still stab. And then we got Flamethrower, just to take care of those ice weaknesses, and Hurricane, just because not only 110 base power, but it also has a 30% chance to confuse, and for Drampa, that can kind of make or break the game, because you do kind of want to get him to survive stuff. But then, for the item thing, we don't really know where to go on that, because we've got the choice specs. And then we've got Focus Sash, which can also work well, because even when you're going up against stuff like a fighting type, you're gonna have a bad time, because Drampa, not exactly something that can take a hit. That with his defenses being as low as they are, he can't really take a hit as much as he can dish one out. That you're gonna want to get him safe the first turn, so that you can get the Trick Room set off and basically just have him outspeed pretty much anything. But that's basically just normal set for Drampa on a single battle, and then we've also got one for double, that we've got stuff like Surf. If we've got a Pokemon with Water Absorb like Lapras, that we can use the Surf, heal our Lapras a little bit if he's taking some damage, and then just hit them with moves from the Lapras at the same time. And then we've also got stuff like Round. We've got another Round Pokemon. Some people like to use Round on the Ultra Beasts, which is completely ridiculous. I've seen that before. It is OP. Round is actually getting really good now with the Ultra Beasts, because they outspeed. So the more rounds you get off actually makes it more and more powerful, and that just makes your Ultra Beast absolutely invincible. And then we've got Blizzard, just because hits two opponents at once, has that base 100 power, I think, and it's just awesome. And then we've also got Hyper Voice to just kind of ram home the stab bonus. And we still got the choice specs. Again, you could also put on the Focus Sash, but for those two, it's basically same nature and EVs, that you want to just fully invest the HP, fully invest the special attack, and then just give him a modest nature, because even if you do put stuff into the fences at this stage, you're not really going to get anywhere. That if you put stuff into the fences with this set, you're going to just completely ball the tank. And then, when we're moving on, we do have some setups for Drampa, which is actually kind of good. That he has the potential to be a weather setup, but I didn't really see any use for it. That him setting up with weather isn't really a good idea, considering he's slower than everything. But then, with this set, what we've got is basic, just set up for copy stats. That if you're running something like Drift Blim, running Stockpile, or running Toxapex even, just throw in the Drift Blim with the Drampa, and get a few minimizes and stockpiles off the Drift Blim, and then just copy those onto your Drampa, and just have Glare to get rid of your opponents outspeeding your Drift Blim, or hitting you all the time. That Glare having that 100% accuracy and paralyzing, that you're going to at least get one Pokemon shut down, and you're going to have some time to react and save up. And then we've also got Roost and Blizzard, just to recover your health and hit back once you've got the special, or not special, once you've got the attacks all back that you needed. And then, like I said, just leftovers item for this, because you're going to want to gain back your health gradually. And then, for the EVs, kind of spread them out a little more, that with this Drampa, you want them to kind of shift between defense and special defense, because you're going to want to stay on the field a little longer. So, you max out his HP just to try and get him as fully tanky as possible, and then just split the remaining EVs into his defense and special defense. That you give him 128 in the defense, 128 in the special defense, and then just slap on a bold nature to even them out. That since you don't have any physical attacks, bold's not really going to be affecting you all that bad. And then moving on, if we can click it, thank you. Moving on, we've got a Safeguard Drampa set. That Drampa does get access to Safeguard, so while you're setting up with a Weather Pokemon, you can get off a Safeguard as well, or you can just set up with a Fake Out, and use like a Mega Kangaskhan Fake Out, and then just get up the Safeguard, so that you can't have your Kangaskhan get poisoned. And then we've also got Substitute, just to kind of save ourselves, so that we don't get hit that often. And again, we've got Glare and Roost, and the idea behind this Drampa is basically just let your opponent do all the hitting. Or, not your opponent. Let your teammate do all the hitting. That with this set, you're going to be providing help, and your teammate's going to be chewing up the opponent at the same time. And with this one, again, leftovers, just because I don't really think there's another item you can use for this. I want to say Citrus Berry, but again, if you're going up against a fighting type, you're going to end up getting nailed in the face by a close combat. And then we've just got max investment in the HP, 200 in the defense, throw 56 in the special defense, and then just finish it off with a calm nature. And the reason that Drampa always has the Berserk ability is that if you get below 50%, Berserk boosts your special defense? No, it boosts your special attack by 50%. Wait, does it say 50% or 50 points? Let me see. No, it says special attack is raised by 1. Alright. So, it boosts your special defense by 0.5. Special attack? Why do I keep saying special defense? It boosts your special attack by 0.5 when you hit a half HP or less, which, if it had something like Belly Drum, but for special attack, it would be good. That you get the Belly Drum off, get the Berserk ability, and then just come back with the Citrus Berry, and you're just going to absolutely wreck, because now you have all the stat boosting. But you can run a physical Drampa. I don't really think there's any safe way to play it out, because, I mean, he does get play rough, but that's one of the only good ones he gets, is that if you're running a physical, you'd kind of want to just Choice Band and give him, or not Choice Band, Focus Sash, and just give him the Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and Play Rough, that he's not going to have a lot else to hit with. And then, I found out that we actually do have a damage calculator, so I'm just going to show you the basic stuff for damage, like what he'd be taking from a basic attack. That if we put him against something like an Infernape, with max attack investment, that we're reaching 307 compared to Drampa's 405 special attack. So even though we would be able to probably take out almost 3/4 of the Infernape's health, that it'd be able to take us out in 2 hits. That it'd be able to get over half our health in 2 hits with close combat and Mach Punch, if it gets the Sword Stance off. And this is just for the Drampa normal set. If we did try to split up the defenses, I'm not really thinking that it would do much of a difference, that we put 128 in each of the defenses, and we don't really have much of a different time. That we're just going to end up getting hit super bad by the Drampa, or not Drampa, by the Infernape anyway, that we're still taking 110% of our damage to 130%. And there's just really almost no way you're going to survive a hit with Drampa, so you kind of do want to set up a Trick Room scenario in where you can kill first. But anyway, that's going to be how to use Drampa. I did really want to do this one just because I think Drampa is a really creative Pokemon, that with normal Dragon not being ever seen before anywhere, we might actually have a new type that might be getting some substantial ground in Smogon and BCG. But anyway, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and slap the like button as always, and I'll see you later.